My daughter Daisy was 16 when she entered her rebellious phase. Up until then, she had been a straight-A student with dreams of becoming a marine biologist, spending her weekends volunteering at the aquarium. Then she met a new crowd, college kids, mostly guys in their early 20s, who smoked cigarettes, snorted cocaine, and seemed to know nothing but partying and wasting their lives. I tried everything to pull her away from them, grounding her, taking her car keys, having long heart-to-heart talks that always ended with her screaming at me. Nothing worked. The final straw came when I found cocaine under her pillow while changing her. Sheets, a whole 8-ball that tumbled out. I confronted her in the living room as she scrolled TikTok. Her face flashed from panic to fury. "You went through my stuff!" she yelled, then lunged at me, raking her nails down my face from eye to jaw. "I hate you! You don't get to control me!" she screamed before storming off and slamming her door. Blood dripped down my cheek as I stood in the hallway. I considered sending her to a wilderness camp, but that felt like surrender. Lazy parenting. I needed a different approach, something I'd learned in 4 years of military service. If you can't force someone to stop doing something, make them not want to do it. That Friday night when Daisy said she was going to the park, I followed her. She was sitting on a picnic table with 4 people, 2 guys, Dobin and Gerald, and 2 girls, all in their early 20s. I walked up casually, wearing a black beanie and a pinky ring to look alternative. Daisy's face turned crimson. "Dad, what are you doing here?" she hissed, clearly expecting a lecture. Instead, I lit a cigarette, something she knew I never did. Her eyes widened. I ignored her protests and sat down, introducing myself to the group. Dobin laughed and called it hilarious. Gerald grinned and said I was chill. They had punchable names and punchable attitudes. Over the next half hour, I watched them closely. Every time Daisy spoke, someone talked over her. One of the girls asked Daisy to Venmo her $20, and Daisy sent it without hesitation. When I finally left, Daisy exploded at home, calling it embarrassing and begging me not to do it again. I didn't argue. The next Friday, when she went to a party, I showed up 30 minutes later. The moment her friends saw me, their faces soured. Dobin groaned. "Why is Daisy's dad here again?" Daisy pulled me aside, voice breaking. "Dad, please, you're embarrassing me. They're going to think I'm a baby." But I stayed. Someone suggested beer pong. I played, quietly filling my cups with non-alcoholic beer and electrolytes I'd brought. I asked pointed questions about their jobs, whether they still lived at home, and watched them fumble answers they clearly weren't proud of. When I left, I overheard Gerald mutter that his girlfriend's dad was a goddamn weirdo. I wasn't finished. The third Friday, I followed her to a beach parking lot. The instant I stepped out of my car, Dobin yelled, "Are you kidding me?" Daisy ran to me, tears already starting. "Dad, please, they're going to stop hanging out with me." I told her I just wanted to make sure she was safe and sat on my car hood, refusing to leave. That's when they dropped all pretense. Dobin called me a buzzkill. Gerald said Daisy had been bringing bad vibes. Chloe complained that Daisy always brought her daddy and it was annoying. Daisy's face crumpled as she begged me to go, crying that she didn't want me there. Gerald laughed and mocked her for being ice cold to me. Then Gerald smirked and told me Daisy wasn't as innocent as I thought. When I demanded to know what he meant, he pinched her cheek and bragged that last weekend, in his car, she kept saying stop over and over, but he hadn't listened. My fist answered for me, connecting hard enough to drop him like a sack. Blood poured from his nose as he lay unconscious. His friends backed away in panic, calling me a psycho. Chloe admitted she'd only hung out with Daisy for rides and money. Maya echoed the same. Dobin told Daisy to delete his number, called her desperate and pathetic, and they all peeled out, abandoning Gerald bleeding on the asphalt.